think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Welcome everyone to Earth Changes News for Wednesday, April 27th, 2011. I have a few stories to get to, a few of them dealing with flooding in the Midwest and tornadoes. I have one story dealing with Japan, and so let's get right into it. The first story I have here for you is a story on the tornadoes in the South. It says, more deaths as storms, tornadoes pummel the South. Some people in Alabama woke on Wednesday to tornado sirens, and Mississippi confirmed more deaths as powerful storms pummeled the South, and forecasters said more severe weather is on the way. The Mississippi Emergency Management Agency reported 3 storm-related deaths overnight from severe weather that damaged homes, downed trees, and power lines, and sparked flash flooding in at least 23 counties across the state. The same area keep getting hit over and over again, said spokesman Jeff Rent. In Arkansas, the Department of Emergency Management reported another fatality from Tuesday's storm, bringing the number of deaths in the state to 11. Winds of up to 100 miles an hour pounded South Alabama early Wednesday, snapping trees across power lines, roads, and buildings, said Mark Kelly, spokesman for the Jefferson County Emergency Management Office. Approximately 245,000 customers were without power, 2/3 of the state, said Alabama Power spokesman Michael 2/3 of the state out of power. The central counties of Shelby and Jefferson, which include the state's most populous city of Birmingham, had almost 150,000 households and businesses with outages. So this storm was very, very bad. And, like I said before, there's nothing we can do about it. But just be aware of your surroundings and more vigilant on what's going on around you. I hope I at least got that message passed to some people. It says if strong tornadoes like this hit any populated area, they could result in complete destruction. And it says floods also remain a big concern in several states, where days of rain and the melted snow from the winter's heavy snows have caused rising rivers and saturated soils. And then it ends by saying more than 1,000 people were evacuated on fears of flash flooding, and the storms and flooding are the latest in the violent weather that has pummeled much of the Mid-South this month. 2 weeks ago, at least 47 people died from storms tore a wide path from Oklahoma all the way to North Carolina. So that's story number 1 I wanted everyone to know about. Story number 2 has to do with the Tokyo plant. I'll just read this very small paragraph here. It says more water injection starts at Japan troubled nuclear power plant. The operator of a damaged nuclear power station started Wednesday to pump more water into one of its 6 reactors in the effort to bring the plant under control. So that's the story over there. I don't want to read the whole thing because we all know they are in big trouble over there. Here's another story dealing with the Midwest and South. More volunteers are trying to stop the flooding over there. It says 12 hours into a sandbagging shift and working through a driving storm punctuated by lightning and loud claps of thunder, Casey Lee wasn't ready to quit. Not until the makeshift levees protecting tiny Dutchtown in southeast Missouri was up and ready. It says dozens of volunteers such as Lee filled sandbags through the night Tuesday and tossed them atop a hastily constructed 6-foot-tall levee along Highway 74 around Dutchtown, a community of 34 homes and 2 businesses near the Mississippi River, about 100 miles south of St. Louis. 5 homes were too far out to save, but the goal was to finish the makeshift levee by Wednesday to keep the rest of the town dry. So at least they're banding together at least and helping each other over there. So that's a story in the South. I have a cold or something, guys. So if my voice is a little messed up, I'm coming down with something. And the last story, actually, there are two more stories on flooding. Colombia, I'll just read that one. That'll be the last story. Because the other one has to also do with the Midwest. It says Colombia launches emergency ops after floods. It says some 160,000 Colombian police officers and 52 aircraft are participating in emergency operations following deadly floods that killed 67 people and caused widespread damage, officials said on Monday. The police were focusing on rescue, evacuation, food distribution, security at the shelters, manning state roads, and other emergencies, according to a statement from the police directorate. The aircraft, which include helicopters, are ready to report immediately to any contingency to the extent that weather conditions permit the movement of equipment, it added. It says government aircraft had completed 102 hours of flight so far this year, during which they will have transported 223 people affected by the floods and overflowing rivers. So, I don't want to go on and on with this, guys, It's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing what's happening. These storms and these flooding events. Another one, 7 dead in Arkansas. The whole town was pretty much wiped out. 12 killed in Brazil's mudslides after flooding. You don't hear these stories on the news. You really, really don't. I think the big story on the news last night was the royal wedding. We were talking about that like for 20 minutes. So they're not really. They keep the focus on things like that, and to keep people's mind off of what's really going on. This is not normal, folks. This is definitely not normal. So I'll keep you updated, and I'll let you know if I see anything new. This has been Earth Changes News for April 27th, 2011.